It's down to the last bout of the night. Heavyweight, Nick Nevills, Shawn Streck. 7 more minutes to go, but Penn State's got this one wrapped up, 40-6. The Nittany Lions ahead. They haven't lost since that very first bout, which they had to forfeit at 125. Nick Nevills, 7th ranked, takes on 15th ranked Streck, the redshirt freshman, 21-9 this season. Nick Nevills looking for a big win, trying to respond here. 1 win in his last 3. Lost to Adam Kuhn, lost to Nathan Butler. Some tough opponents there.
And a tough stretch there for Nevills going up against Adam Kuhn, one of the best wrestlers in the nation, obviously ranked 2nd. Tough one there in Michigan, but another tough opponent here on Shawn Streck. Streck's not something you normally see from the heavyweights. He's 2nd in his team in takedowns. So someone who's very offensive, and Nevills, on the other hand, only having about 30 takedowns on the year compared to Streck's 56 or 58. So someone who's very offensive, and Nevills at times likes to get on his heels and kind of sit back a little bit. So a bit of adjustment here for Nevills in this match.
Both wrestlers slow to get to the offense here in this first period. Nevills had a leg single for just a moment. Nick Nevills always challenges himself to keep this crowd in their seats, especially when wrestling at home. Over 6,000 packed into Rec Hall in another sellout, and he really does look for those bonus point victories. Said before the season he wants to be up there with the Zane Rutherfords and the Jason Nolfs of this team.
Yeah, and that's something that he prides himself on a lot. You don't see the takedowns, but once he gets to the takedowns, he gets the back points and likes to work down on the mat a little bit more. Seems to be his strength in the match.
2 minutes into this first period, no score, no riding time.
Very heavy on each other's necks there. Both have collars in. Streck and Nevills have taken about the same amount of takedown attempts each. Nothing really going so far, kind of half-hearted attempts.
They've each shot in on a single to no avail. 40 seconds left in the first period. Both wrestlers heavy hands.
Streck, the freshman, Nevills, the junior. Streck having a very nice year in his freshman campaign, 21-9, as you mentioned, Brandon, and a very solid wrestler and one of the bright spots here for Coach Erzl on his team.
This duel started out with a 6-0 win by forfeit for Luke Welch of Purdue. Started out 6-0 Penn State. Their wrestlers at 125 with an illness, but it's been all Penn State ever since then. Corey Keener with a hard-fought 3-2 win. And Nick Lee with a major decision gave Penn State the 7-6 lead at 141. Since then, we've had a tech fall and 4 pins as well as a major decision.
Yeah, true dominance here from that middle of the lineup for Penn State, that murderer's row that everyone seems to start calling them now. That's 5 national champions, and that's something that has been Penn State's strength. Is they always start out a little shaky at the top, get a win or two maybe, a loss at 125 or 33, but once it gets to the middle there, that's where they gather up all their points, and that's where they really strive.
Stall warning called on Nevills as the pair stumbled off the mat, and now Streck escapes. 1-0 lead. Nevills holding on to that low single. Got a hold of the ankle.
Nice job there for Nevills, diving in really quick, not giving Streck a whole lot of time to breathe. After the escape, slips it away there, but a great attempt there.
Streck a 1-0 lead. Neither wrestler has found much offense in this one, unable to shoot in and really get a hold of much.
Now, and a good attempt there for Nevills a little bit ago, but the only points coming from Streck on the escape there. And the way it looks, Nevills going to work here a little bit, might be able to get something. Tried this just a minute ago, it didn't work, but that escape might prove crucial as this match goes on.
Streck 4-7 versus ranked opponents. He's got the 1-0 lead, trying to turn and wrap around to a takedown. Nothing yet. Turning in once again. Plenty of time left in this second period, around 40 seconds. And Streck trying to extend that 1-0 lead.
Nevills not doing a whole lot on the bottom, just kind of holding that leg. Watch for a stall call there. Hasn't really tried to build up a base. have a stalemate and they'll come up there. But a good job from Streck to try to work around and get improvement of position and get Nevills pressed down.
They'll start neutral.
Hey, Shawn, move your hands, move your feet. Hard sets, let's go.
Talk about earlier, movement and being stagnant sometimes being an issue. And you see that here as they go up the weight classes. And Coach Tony Ersland trying to encourage his wrestler to be constantly moving. That's something very important. If these bigger wrestlers can do that, that often proves to be a big advantage as movement and quickness.
You bring up Tony Ersland. I think in the grand scheme of things, although his team here trailing 40-6, he's doing a great job with this program, and they're heading in the right direction. It's just so difficult to match up with the Penn States of the world and the second-ranked team in the country.
Yeah, and 5 ranked wrestlers coming in is a great achievement for them, and kind of building on not a whole lot here at this program. Been 4 years in for Coach Ersland, he's done a great job. But as the time goes on for Coach Ersland and his wrestlers continue to improve, these matches are going to get closer and closer, and eventually these are the matches that they're going to have to win if they want to climb that Big Ten ladder and possibly get into national conversations. But right now, kind of the matches that they had close, the Mark Hall match against Leidy. Nate Limix had a decent match against Nick Lee. Just keeping those close and getting experience for those guys is key.
And a lot of talent on the way. 2 back-to-back top 25 recruiting classes for Tony Ersland. And a squad with 13 freshmen on the roster. A very young team. All tied at 1 here in the 3rd period. 1:15 left. Nick Nevills wants 2. He gets 2.
Close there. Almost would argue that now in the position that they're in, Nevills wouldn't get the takedown, but it looked like that Nevills just had to hold enough of the ankle to get the points.
And they're going to call a stall here on Nick Nevills, his 2nd. And Cale Sanderson over at the scorer's table to have a conversation with our official tonight, Angel Rivera.
Possibly talking about the 2nd stall call there. It looked like Nevills was trying to work in and trying to get a little more behind. Streck doing a good job of good defensive wrestling there.
And Rivera has been quick with the stalls tonight. He's given out plenty. It's a 3-2 lead for Nevills after that conversation. With 1:05 left, now a caution on Nick Nevills. Nevills breaks him down. Riding time at 30 seconds, just under a minute left here. Again, Nevills drags him down to the mat.
Nevills try to just keep him down on the ground. Not going to see a pin most likely here the way they're working, but just to keep Streck from getting the escape.
And now Nick Nevills needs just 10 more seconds for that 1 minute of riding time. Again, Nevills trips him down. 30 seconds left to wrestle. Nevills holding on to the 3-2 lead. And now a minute of riding time for Nick Nevills as the crowd obliges.
And that'll secure the win for Nevills. A great performance there down the stretch, keeping Streck down on the match. Good, aware wrestling, not trying to do too much, but just preserve the win.
Well, Nick Nevills always wants to keep the fans in their seats here. And tonight he's done just that. Now they rise to their feet as Nick Nevills secures a 4-2 win to finish out the night for Penn State. A 43-6 win for the 2nd-ranked Nittany Lions over the Boilermakers.
And a good match there from Nevills, but credit Streck, the freshman, giving the junior Nevills all he could handle there in a close match coming down to the end, but experience prevails.